Hi, I'm Meg.
And I'm David.
Welcome to The Average Vegans, a podcast to help you live an attainable vegan lifestyle. We're not the ripped influencer vegans you hear about in other podcasts. We're just some ordinary people living in the South, eating plants and loving animals.
And on this episode, we are going to go over tips on saving money eating a vegan diet.
That was pretty tame for you. I'm
Pretty
pretty
good.
proud of you.
Starting it out, just like chill. It's kind of a new year. New year, new me. Not really, but okay.
No.
No.
Don't ever change, David. Stay yourself.
Okay.
We
do it again. I can make it more weird.
No, please don't.
Okay.
It's good. We're
All
good.
right, good.
All right. So we're talking about tips on saving money eating vegan. And the reason we think it's important to talk about that early in the new year is a lot of people are trying to eat a vegan plant-based diet. There's veganuary. Is that how you say it?
Veganuary, yeah.
Veganuary.
Yeah.
Sounds rolls right off the tongue. So easy.
I didn't find no problems. I don't know yours.
Oh my God, I hate you. No, so there's a lot more people trying to eat vegan. So we thought we'd give you some tips that we use and that we have, collected from our friends and then people that eat vegan diets and how they save money because it can, you've heard, oh, it's so expensive to eat vegan. It's so expensive. It's really not. It's pretty cheap actually if you follow some basics, and we'll go through a lot of that today. So this is helpful information. It's one of those episodes where we're just giving you those good tips. You can save money to go on, I don't want to say on trips because the world's still gross, but I don't know, save your money for a rainy day, buy yourself something pretty, or you can use the money.
Equipment.
There you go.
If we're going hikes and getting outdoors.
Speaking of, and I'm going to promote an Etsy shop randomly because for Christmas, I bought my husband a hiking stick. It is carved out of wood. It's got all the notches and the grains, and it is like, whatever covered and stuff to make so it doesn't rot. And it's got a compass in the top of it. It's so beautiful. And it's from a company called Raised Sticks, which is like the best name. Just like he's like right on point. But that's great hiking stuff. That's what you could spend money on is like something to hike with. Because I was like, I could buy him those silly sticks, little plastic, like not plastic. You know what I'm talking about? And you see those, what are they called? They almost look like you're about to go skiing on the mountain. But I was like, he would probably look cool with like a big stick. And I got an extra large one because he's like 6'4". So that's
a trekking hiking pole.
There you go. Those I do not like. I like the hiking stick, like old man, mountain man. And he loves it. So yeah, we're all also trying to be healthy and take walks and hike and stuff. So there you go. There's a little random endorsement because you reminded me of that amazing Christmas gift.
That was pretty cool.
But yeah, it is pretty cool. I'm excited to see him use it.
See it in action.
Yeah. So cute. All right, back to tips on saving money eating vegan. So it's not like, we're not sharing rocket science here. There's like some basics, but there are a few like tips that maybe you haven't thought of. Definitely some ideas that David has put down that I didn't think of. So it's great for all of us. As usual, David is teaching me too.
Yeah,
Shocking.
I hear like it's so I want to do vegan, but it's so expensive. And it's like any diet's expensive depending how you do it.
Yeah.
You can do a carnivore diet, which is the opposite of being vegan, and be super cheap or super expensive. But it just depends on what you're doing. So hopefully this will squash some preconceived notions here.
Yeah, and help some people, as they try to change their eating habits to consume more plants. So when you do that, think of the basics. That's my first tip. You need like a protein-based element, a carb, a fat, all the veggies, any veggie, all the veggies. And we'll talk about places to buy those veggies further on in this episode, but just think of the basics. I mean, we tell you guys a lot to think of your favorite recipes and how you would make it vegan. You know, like your favorite things that you eat on a daily basis, how can you make that vegan? You can still do that. But if you are really trying to like spend the least amount of money possible, you can bring down your food to literally the basics and stick to a whole food plant-based diet where there is just like the basics, which could also be super. There are great ways to make even the basics, you know, the best food you've ever had in the world.
I did this even when I first started being vegan because like I didn't have that great of a job and I was income was low, and also even when I wasn't vegan and we had this great recession of 2008 and everyone was unemployed for 6-7 months. Actually, I was straight 6 months, no job, and I had to like make ends meet, like literally like digging through the couch cushions, like I found $1. Let's figure out what to do with it. I would mix like rice or any type of grain, a protein, usually beans, chickpeas, lentils, whatever. Frozen vegetables, frozen spinach, and no seasonings at all. 0 seasonings.
Wow.
I didn't do veggie stock. I did straight water. I made it as bland as I possibly could. And I made this massive, because like literally a whole big bag of rice, big, like 2-3 cans of beans, whatever. And then I would store that. And so when I wanted like lunch or dinner, I would get a serving out and I would put a sauce on it, like barbecue sauce or a salad dressing, which sounds weird, but salad dressings are really strong in flavor.
That's true. Very much so.
So they didn't require a lot. Or just like a bunch of dried herbs and then like reheat it, kind of like those back in there. And that, I would literally have like a Mexican bowl, which is like taco seasonings, something savory with like basil and sage and like that. So basically a bunch of dried seasonings and just making meal as bland as possible made it really cheap to eat on plant-based diet. Even when I wasn't plant-based, that's what I did. It was stupid cheap. I feed myself for a week on like $5.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because I don't think people realize like the power of herbs and sauces and that sort of thing to completely change, like you said, the most basic of a meal. So I'm going to skip down to that tip, because sauces make all the difference. And David is a sauce boy. He just told you that.
Oh yeah, I have so many sauces in the fridge because I wanted tofu bowl and I just put it marinate, throw it in the air fryer, done, and I can make a different meal every night with just a sauce. It's great.
Right, exactly. And you make a lot of your own, which is really cool too. So like you don't have to buy what could be an expensive like marinade or sauce from a store that, you know, sometimes isn't, you know, you have to always check those labels because sometimes they just slide in milk for no reason or egg for no reason. But if you find a vegan marinade or a vegan sauce that you like, sometimes those can be a little bit expensive, those one-off specialty products. So making your own sauce is not hard. And there's so many options.
Yeah, there's a YouTuber, Simnet Nutrition. He's really big on making his own sauces. He has like this like list to follow of like a sweet and then like like a vinegar and then a salty and he has like the steps he uses to make these different sauces that turn out great. So he has a lot of great options. Simnet Nutrition, YouTuber.
Yes,
also on Instagram.
We've talked about him before. Yeah, he's great.
Early on.
Yeah, so sauces again can change the most basic of a meal. Sure. And make it all kinds of different flavors, all kinds of different types of food. So you can take the basics, spruce them up with some sauces, and keep it very cheap. And something I just mentioned, avoiding those one-off products, that's important because there are a lot of fancy looking vegan options now. There's all kinds of new things coming out, but those new products can also be rather expensive. Because there's not much of a demand, they're pretty, new, they're pretty expensive sometimes. So if you are trying to avoid spending too much money, focus on more of a whole food based diet, not getting more of those off, like one-off specialty
Right.
products, like the flavored tofu that's already marinated for you. You don't need that. You can get the regular tofu and do it yourself.
Yeah.
The fruits and veggies that are cut up for you. Oh, dang it. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Your internet's getting weird, but I can hear you. Yeah. So with the whole food plant based, that's and that's when people say when a lot of people say it's too expensive. It's usually because they're getting their specialty products like, oh, it's so, the veggie burgers, blah blah blah, the sausage patties and the just egg and all. Like, yeah, of course it's expensive. You're paying, 10-12 bucks for something you can only have two servings of. It's gonna be pricey. But if you learn to make your own black bean burgers and blondie burgers, which is a white bean burger, which would be really good. Um,
Oh, that's a great way of. I've never heard it called a blondie burger. I
yeah.
like
Oh my,
that.
because yeah, the blind burgers, the white beans, they do really well with being a little more
Yes.
savory than black beans do. So good.
Oh, okay.
Um, but learning to make your own, which is how, like, when I first went vegan, there was no real like veggie burger. There may have been like one. It was really bad. So like making
Hmm.
your own like veggie burgers and black bean burgers like that was like how you did it. I have so many failed recipes that I had made. Um,
Ones where they didn't stay together and everything
yeah,
fell
I was
apart.
like, I'm gonna put this as a mush and a tortilla and just gonna make a burrito out of this.
I
Uh,
mean, that is a great
it
option to
works. So
do.
you had to adjust, but if you stick with like your fruits, your veggies, your beans, your nuts, your legumes, like basically stick to like kind of the outside aisles, like the produce,
Yes.
beans, and rice, that just straight up whole foods unprocessed, it's gonna be a lot cheaper. There was a comedian, it was Bill Burr, yeah, Bill Burr, who was talking about how like people like come out, people are like are eating healthy, and he goes, what are you talking about? Eating healthy is like really cheap. They're trying to give you the fruits and vegetables. They want to get them off the shelves, like that's what they're going to give. And it's very true. If getting fresh fruit and
Yeah.
vegetables is actually extremely cheap. Now, organic is a little more expensive,
Yes.
to be
Hmm.
fair. But I think organic and inorganic is its own show because I have my own opinions on that.
Yes. I think we have similar opinions in that,
Yeah,
so that would be a good show. Maybe we can get somebody who's like the opposite of what we think.
yeah. See, kind of battle it out.
Oh
But
gosh.
um, but yeah, there's yeah. If you stick to the whole foods, it's a lot cheaper. If you start getting specialty products, especially veggie burgers and mock meats, it definitely gets expensive. But yeah, I'm kind of like it's kind of like I'm feeding a fed horse, as PETA would like us to say. I do like that better than beating a dead horse. I do like feeding a fed horse.
Yes,
So that
of
does sound better.
course.
To
Of
be fair, I do like that
course.
one. But yeah, whole
Oh
food plant based is
gosh.
definitely gonna be your cheaper option.
Okay, so let's talk about some places that you can get your vegan products for cheaper. So you can go online, and there are quite a few specific vegan websites. So there's GTFO, it's vegan, right? Is that exactly
Yes,
how you say it?
yes,
Okay. There is one that I totally forgot about, but Vegan Essentials is also a
yes.
great website.
I've worked with them before.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I knew there was another one that I was not thinking of, so I'm glad I thought of it.
that's a good one.
Thrive Market also has a lot of vegan options. And of course, you could do like Amazon if you have Prime to get it quicker if you want or whatever. But there's a lot of like places online that you can buy vegan products more in bulk and more on like a wholesale price, so it's not as expensive. Now you do have to consider if you're buying something that is like refrigerated or freezing or frozen online, sometimes there's like a shipping that's a little expensive, because I've seen that on some of these websites where the shipping can be pretty pricey, so always consider that when you're looking at what you're buying, because it surprised me.
Right.
So it's like, whoa.
Especially if you are needing a specialty item, like you're maybe having a party, you're having a gathering, you need like a specialty cheese or a mock meat or something like that. Those sites can be a lot better price wise than going to like a local grocery store.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, if you're definitely looking for something special, that's really definitely where I would go for it. If you're not doing bulk, of course.
And speaking of buying in bulk, that is one of the biggest tips for vegans is to buy your beans, grains, nuts, seeds. Even you can get your nutritional yeast in bulk. By buying in bulk, you are going to save money, but you're also going to save a lot of time because you don't have to go back to the store and buy it when
Right.
you run out. Like you're going to have it for so much longer. And for me, saving time is just as important as saving money because it drives me nuts to have to keep going back to the grocery store when I could have just bought the same product in bulk and saved myself time. Yes. So it's, not always just about money, but there's places like Sprouts, which has a lot of really great bulk area. And it is covered, so it's not, exposed to the world or anything. Um, I will say, I always look in the bin, like, check it out before I buy anything because you just never know. I mean, you never know if there's been some kind of like, I don't know, mildew or something that's grown in there. You
Yeah.
never know. Things happen. It happens at every store. So I just check. I've never ever encountered ever an issue, but I'm, a
Be
weirdo like
wary.
that. So it's a
Yeah.
good tip, I guess.
Yeah, if you go places that sell in bulk, and a lot of them you can bring in your own containers if you want to make sure you're not like you're not using plastic or using plastic bags. You want to bring your own glass jars. A lot of them you can bring your own containers and have them weighed at the front, have them tagged with their weight so they can adjust for it at the front. So you basically just fill up your own reusable plastic containers or glass jars, things like that, and have them weighed. I know Whole Foods, I think Sprouts does that as well.
Mm-hmm.
You can
They
bring them
do.
in, yeah. But yeah, if you do buy in bulk and you want to kind of do a little extra environment saving step, you can bring in your own containers and just have them pre-weighed. But yeah, buying in bulk is great, especially for like rice and nooch. Oh man, dude, because I go through
Mm-hmm.
rice so fast, and even places that if it does that don't have like bulk options, look for you can usually buy larger bags of it, and things like rice and beans are ridiculously cheap, and they actually get cheaper by the pound the bigger the bag you get.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly, a lot of people think you're like, if you get a 1 pound bag, and of course a 2 pound bag is twice as much. Not usually. Usually it's less than twice as much. So
Yeah.
you're spending a lot. You're spending more at one time, but you're actually saving in the long run. Sometimes it helps to think of it that way as well.
Yeah. And at Sprouts specifically, you can also get like treats in bulk. You can get like candies and
Oh
things
yeah.
like that, which I mean, we are telling you stick to the basics if you want to save money. But of course, we all like treats, and you
Oh, of
can
course,
buy
100%.
them if you find one that you really like. You can buy it in bulk, especially if it's one that is obviously vegan. It's not often that they have many options at those places. But when I find
Dude,
something, I'm just like, oh, to
heads up,
stop me from buying that. Oh God, what?
heads up. The gummy unicorns. Oh, chef's kiss. Oh,
No,
they're so
don't tell
good.
me about gummies I can get in bulk. That's a
Dude,
problem.
the Sprouts gummy unicorns are my absolute favorite gummies, dude. They're amazing, and they used to be only seasonal, but I'm still seeing them. So that means actually making them year round, hopefully, because I'm gonna go get some now. They're
It's
so
probably
good.
because people are like, they are really
They're
good.
so
And I
good.
love that they're unicorns too. How cute.
Super cute. They're actually flavored because most gummies they're just one flavor, they're just different colors. They're actually
Hmm.
individually flavored, which is so good.
That is
Yeah, my God,
nice.
it's so good. Yeah, so
Nice.
good.
Good job, Sprouts.
Well done.
All right. So if you're not buying in bulk, or even if you are, you can also buy frozen foods.
Yes.
Um, Veggies and fruit. And don't think that because it's frozen, it's not as nutritious. It's actually perfect because it is frozen at its prime, at its best
Yep.
part. It's when it is the most nutritious. It's
Yep.
like, frozen in time, just waiting for you. So you're fine. It's
Oh yeah,
great.
and most of the fresh fruits and veggies you're gonna get, they were picked before they were ripe, and they ripened
Hmm.
as they as on travel, and some things are actually ripened through a chemical process.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. Bananas I think are done that way, and I think
Hmm.
oranges. There's a couple others that are done that way too. Um, yeah. So I advocate for frozen. If you get the only time I
Hmm.
really get fresh is if like fresh is important, like if I need like the texture of it, because
Oh,
I.
yeah.
My go to frozen are like frozen peas, frozen broccoli, the trio, which is bell peppers and onions. It's like three
Hmm.
bell peppers and onions together. But if I need, for some reason, I need the crunchiness of the bell pepper, and because I get anything you buy frozen is going to be soft when you cook it. because that's how, because the
Absolutely.
water, the frozen water crystals actually break down the cell walls of the food, so it's not going to be as crunchy and crisp.
You're
Uh,
so cute.
Alton Brown actually taught me that.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah.
one.
I was like, why is it
From a
mushy? There
pro.
you go. So that's why they, so if you need like, if you want like more, if you like crunchy, like more raw in your broccoli, frozen might not be the best thing for you if you like that texture.
Right.
But like if I'm just making like a lasagna or enchiladas or a pasta sauce, I don't need to be all crunchy and great in this. I just do
Right.
frozen.
Frozen spinach.
Oh yeah.
Great.
Oh yeah.
I made lasagna for Christmas. That's I'm Italian. We just make Italian food on Christmas Day. So I made a vegan lasagna for myself and I used spinach and mushrooms. Oh, so good, so good. But I used frozen spinach because it's already gonna look the same, looks exactly the same. It makes no difference.
Right.
So it came in super handy. And you can get frozen food like on discount on BOGO at Publix or whatever. You can get them, usually they're on sale. You also can get like the cheapest kind. It's not any different. You don't have to get like the most expensive frozen veggie when there's a cheaper
Oh
option.
yeah.
It
No,
makes literally no
it
difference.
does. I will straight up go to the off Kroger brand
Yep.
frozen veggies like yoink.
The cheapest option possible. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh yeah. And there's multiple servings in a bag too. So you're gonna spend $2 on a bag that you can get 4 meals out of. So yeah, you
Exactly.
can't beat that.
Hmm. So frozen foods are where it's at.
Cool.
We talked a little bit about dry goods, but there's a lot that you can use dried goods for. So like the rice, the grains, the I just the same that's the same thing.
Pastas, lentils, things like that. A lot. If you can get your grains and your legumes dried, they're gonna last you longer. Cause that's also part of buying in bulk as well. If
Hmm.
you get those dry, because you can also get like you can get like packs of canned goods that are cheaper. You can consider that bulk if you want. But like things like lentils, beans, and rice, quinoa, things like that are going to be useful
Oh
for.
yeah, yeah.
When you get those in bulk, I get them dried. They're going to last longer for you.
Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of people do buy their beans dry, again in bulk, as opposed to canned. So yes, canned beans are cheap. They're not expensive, but you can buy way more in bulk,
Right.
soak them the night before and cook them for yourself, and it's way easier than it sounds and it's way less expensive. And I know that sounds crazy because when I say it's less expensive than a can, in the long run, in the bigger sense of it, yes, it is much less expensive.
Yeah.
So
You
give
can
dried foods a
you
chance.
can also speed soak, which is what I usually do.
Explain speed soaking.
Speed soak is when you boil them for like 10 minutes and then you let them sit for about 20 they're on the boiled water. It's not
Really?
going to be as tender if you just let them soak overnight. But yeah, if you just need to do it quickly you're okay with it cooking a little longer, yeah, that's what I do. Because I always forget, so I go crap. I just boil them for like 10 minutes, let them sit for 20, and I just cook them like they soaked overnight. And it takes a little
Hmm.
longer in the pot, so you have to use a little more veggie stock, a little more water, let them soak through. But
Right.
yeah, overall, it's if you forget, you can speed soak.
Look at that. Learning new stuff
Yup,
every time I talk to you.
that's what I do, man.
All right. The next one is David's tip that I am super excited about.
So flexible pantry items. So what I mean by this is things that. Sorry, I gotta move around a little bit. So what I mean is things that you can make like soups, stews. You can also just kind of mostly bland. So some mine are like oats, rolled oats primarily. I like rolled oats. They soak up a lot faster and they don't take as long to cook. Still
Hmm.
cut, basically anything like a still cut oat, rolled oats, things like that, quick oats. Um, I also keep soup mixes, which are just like this amalgam of like split peas, lentils, beans all put together that have no seasoning at all in them. And I
Right.
will literally just do a couple cups of veggie stock, whatever seasonings I want, dump a cup and a half of that in, and just let it boil, simmer, and walk away. And I'll have
Hmm.
soup for like a week, well not a week, but like for a few days. A little more than that. You need more than that for a week's worth. But of course, pastas are part of that. It's a different variety of pastas. But yeah, flexible pantry items for me are again like soup mixes. They have Bob's Red Mill makes a couple different ones.
Oh yes.
Another one, it's not really in the pantry. I keep it in the fridge, but concentrate veggie stock. Um,
Yes.
um,
Oh, that's a great tip.
I can't remember the brand that I use. I'm gonna look it up right quick. But I think it's better than bouillon. That's what it's called. Better than
Yes,
bouillon.
yes, that is what it's called.
Yeah, they make a really good, like they make roasted veggie one, which is the one I think I use. They make
Yep,
a
me
veggie
too.
one, and they also make a no chicken stock.
Oh,
It's
I
harder
didn't
to
know
find.
that.
Harder to
Okay.
find. It's easier to find that in cubes than the jar, but the jar is like 64 like uses in it or something like that. It's like
Wow.
crazy number of servings in it. So you can get that and last you most of a year, and it's actually relatively cheap. Surprising, it's like $5-6 I think for the jar, and it'll last you most of a year.
Yeah.
Depending how often you use veggie
Wow.
stock. But yeah, better than bouillon. Mixed beans like soup mixes,
Mm-hmm.
and rolled oats, steel cut oats, anything oats like that. I consider those like your flexible pantry items because you can make something sweet, savory, whatever spices you put
Yep.
into it, you get out of it. It's also an amalgam of things you can do with it. So
I
that's
love that.
yeah,
I almost feel like a flexible fridge item would be tofu
yeah, that's a good one.
because you can do anything with it,
Right.
Like I mean, you can even use it to make like a sauce. So it is you can make can't you make like a pudding out of it or something like that? I think something like that. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's a cool one too. We need
yeah.
to do an episode on that.
I
I like that
I
idea.
make I make I make tofu ricotta when I'm doing like
That's what it
doing
I knew there was
lasagnas,
something that was like,
which is
yeah.
super easy to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of using things for multiple uses, you can use all parts of a plant. So, or an item. I once upon a time used carrots in a meal, and then I was like, God, I have all these greens from the carrots. Like, what can I possibly use them for? I didn't want to throw them out like I would normally do. So I created like a carrot greens pesto. Is that how I would say that? I guess,
Yeah.
because I wanted to make something that was like fresh and like maybe possibly a sauce that could go on the dish that I just created with those carrots. So instead of throwing out the greens that I would always throw out and not think twice about, I created something completely useful that made my food delicious and also was, of course, incredibly healthy too. So use the whole plant, like use all the parts. Like you can also use aquafaba from chickpeas.
Mm.
So the liquid that your chickpeas comes in the can can be used for desserts. It can be used as an egg replacement. It can be used like all kinds of different things. So multiple use items. I guess it's also kind of a flexible pantry kind of thing too, but like using all of the parts of the plant, using all of the parts of the product. It's like just, make the most of what you have, I guess is a good way of putting it.
Right, yeah, because you can use a lot of those to make veggie stocks like that. So yeah, it's actually a really good
Oh,
idea.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and if you have a garden, you can also compost.
Yes,
I use towards a
that's
garden,
true.
which is something you actually can talk about actually here next.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the
Um,
next thing.
yeah, but yeah, like there's some things you can people like. I think people like throw out things that are actually edible too. It seems interesting. It seems like and things you don't realize like kiwis. People kill kiwis. You can eat the skin of a kiwi.
Yes, you can. You
People
can
just peel it.
absolutely bite right into that furry little
You can lose
bit.
you pop the whole thing in your mouth and eat it. Strawberries. People cut up the leaves. You can eat the leaves. Leaves are actually really good for you.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I was on a road trip with someone there. I kept like biting it off and throwing the stems out like the window, or whatever, because I didn't know how to put them. And it
Yeah.
was annoying because it was cold. I was like, "This is dumb." I just kind of started eating the whole thing, and someone was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Eating a strawberry. What are you eating the leaves for?"
Because I'm too lazy, and now it doesn't actually taste bad.
Yeah, it's like because you can. I don't know why I wasn't eating to begin with. Like, wasn't I give you stomach ache? I'm like, no, they're just
Why?
leaves. People, I've been told multiple people that you
What a
can't.
weird fear.
I've been told multiple people that you cannot eat the leaves of strawberry because they will give you like indigestion, give you like gastrointestinal problems. I'm like, that's not true. They're extremely good for you, and they actually have the opposite effect.
What the crap? That's so
Yeah. So yeah,
weird.
think about like what you actually get rid of and you cut and throw away and like I tell you what's really good. came with this. And I actually found this out because I was like, I wonder if you can do this, and I did it, and it's really good. I made broccoli, and
Okay.
I like broccoli florets. I don't like the actual like stem of the broccoli, and I'm like
Me too.
skimming it. You can actually grill the broccoli stem, and it's really good.
That sounds amazing.
Marinate and grill
Like,
the broccoli stem. Cut it, slice it in
what,
half, marinate it, whatever, just kind of whatever you flavors you want, and then just like grill it. It's really good. It's like,
David, I love you.
yeah. I was like, oh, like why would I throw this away? It's a plant. I should be able to eat it. And I was like, I'm gonna grill it. See what it's like. It's really good.
And now I would purposely pick the broccoli with the stem so that I could use it to
Yeah,
grill it.
yeah. You can get 2 meals out
That's
of it. Yeah.
so clever. Oh, yay!
Very high in fiber, very high in protein.
Never even thought of
Yeah.
that. Oh, it's exciting. Yay. All right. I
There
think
you
that's
go.
going to be helpful for people. I hope that if you're listening to this episode and you have those cool little ideas, please let us know
Absolutely.
because I would never have thought to grill the freaking stems of a broccoli. Like, no, that's just not a thought. So please, if you have other ideas like that, I want to know. Those might be things we should look up on TikTok too. Could there be an episode coming up about TikTok? I don't
Could there
even
be?
know.
I
Could there
have
be?
no idea. Is everyone's guess and mine. It's not even a phrase.
All right. Next one is something we just mentioned. Grow whatever you can, even if it's just herbs, because you can grow those in your windowsill like easy peasy. If you have any sort of room, you can grow tomatoes. They're really not that hard. My husband and I did it over the summer. It was very easy. You can grow a lot of things fairly easy, even in like, an apartment that just has some windows. Like there's really possibilities are endless. So if you can grow just a little bit, just a little something, something, it'll cut back on some of your grocery bills. And again, like I said, herbs are pretty easy to grow, plus they smell so good. Like
Hmm.
just walking up to some rosemary and sniffing it. I love that. Uh, we did a bunch of growing over the summer and we plan to again and probably grow some more stuff this year. So
Yeah, you
it's a
guys are growing like
fun little,
you guys are growing tomatoes and like blueberries and like strawberries, right?
yeah, we have, it was blackberries, tomatoes, strawberries.
Blackberries, that's right. Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then we have lettuce that my husband learned how to grow,
Oh, I don't know
like,
how I forgot about that.
yeah, with the like hydroponic stuff. He learned how to grow lettuce. So
Is that are those still
um
growing? Have you cultivated in like?
oh yeah, we've had full salads, we've had all kinds of stuff with
That's
it. Yeah.
crazy. That's pretty
Yep.
cool.
Yep. He's not growing it right now because it's winter and it's just too hard to keep it like,
Yeah.
warm and going and all that. But
Right.
yeah, so like we definitely grew quite a bit of stuff, but and our strawberry plants, we put two in the ground and they spread like freaking crazy. So we really actually have four now because they've spread and duplicated. Um, so like look, it's already making me more food. I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, I didn't have to put any work in at all.
Exactly. Oh, I will say that my grandpuppy loves to try to steal the strawberries off the strawberry bushes. They're very small and like low to the ground. So he sees his little red thing and goes right after it. Always have to fight him. Oh gosh. Okay, so the next one is going to sound weird. Okay. Let me explain before you think I'm crazy. You can forage. I know. Really, that is the most vegan sentence I've ever said.
Right.
But listen, the reason I say this is because there is a class that I want to take. And so I was like, I'm just gonna talk about it. It's about mushrooms. There is like an expert here in Georgia that takes people out and into the local mountains and woods and stuff and teaches you like which mushrooms are good, which ones will get you high, which ones will kill you, all that stuff. And I just think that's so fascinating. I got kind of stuck on mushroom TikTok at one point. I'm not on it anymore. I like kind of, how things ebb and flow on there.
Oh
For a
yeah.
little bit. I just kept seeing like those like puffball mushrooms, the ones that look like a big old Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
the dome ones, the
Yes.
morels.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay,
They're so
okay,
cool.
the morels or the lion mane.
I don't know.
Okay, the lion mane looks like a cotton ball, and the morels look like a cone that have holes in it.
I'm looking right now.
Yeah, both are really good. I'm excited about mushrooms.
It's not the lion mane mushrooms, I don't think. It's these look they Oh wait, yep it is. Yeah, it is.
Lion's mane.
Because
Okay, yeah.
yeah, because some of them they look these pictures are not the most reassuring ones. But they look like little like marshmallow looking things. They're so cool looking. But I really want to take this class and learn about which ones you can eat and which ones you can't because I go hiking a lot
Yeah.
and I do see a lot of mushrooms. So it'd be cool if I could be like, well, I'm just gonna bring a bag with me and forage some mushrooms as I'm hiking. I mean, come on, that's cool. David's like, you are weird.
I knew that already though. That's a gimme.
I have also foraged blueberries and blackberries. There is a local park near my house, and it is a busy park. There are softball games, baseball games, there's hikers, there's walkers. It is busy, busy, busy. But around the walking track is woods, and there are blueberry bushes the entire half-mile track. And don't think I didn't bring a bag and forage me some blueberries.
Heck yeah.
Nobody else is going to take them
Shoot.
except for the animals. They could share. They give me a few.
When,
I didn't know they were there at first, and so I barely took. I took just enough that I could fit like in my hand, and I was like, oh, I'm coming back
come up
here
for
for
this.
some blueberries. I mean, I'm
I
not going
always
to go crazy, but I did definitely eat them. So
I always
foraging possibilities.
I always wonder like in that situation how the blueberries got there. Or they just wild like a bird ate a blueberry and then like poop blueberry seeds and there's blueberries now? Or did someone like
Yes.
throw something out and then it grew? I wonder how they got there because it's like a very specific place for them to be.
Yes.
Because like I remember being little and there's a park near us. They had like wild blackberries, and we would go pick
Yeah.
blackberries and just eat blackberries. We had to go wash them because we didn't get chiggers, but
Right.
which are prevalent blackberries apparently because we got them.
Yeah.
That was
Oh
fun. Oh,
no.
that was fun. Like what are these little black dots on my hand? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
We had those when we first moved here too.
yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
But
what is this?
oh yeah,
But
I've done berry foraging. When you were little, you're just like, oh, a berry to eat, and you just eat it, not realizing like that could kill you.
it could.
But yeah, you look back, oh, it's a blackberry because blackberries are all over the place. They're just around here, so yeah,
Absolutely. So I know it's a really weird
and
tip, but
muscadines too.
are those big grapes?
They look like really big
Big
grapes.
grape
Yeah,
things?
yeah.
Look at me.
Use them. What about?
Uh, okay, another tip. We have a few more. The next one is you can shop in season for your fruits and veggies. That does make a big difference in price. If you are shopping for a fruit that is normally prevalent in the spring and you just happen to see it in the fall, it is going to be very expensive. Like that is a very expensive fruit.
Yeah.
Now you may be like, oh, but I want it. No, don't be crazy. Shop in season. Focus here. We're trying to save money. Shopping in season will definitely give you the lowest price and usually the freshest, products because they are the things that are blooming right then and there. And it's also interesting to kind of know like what's in season and you can change your menu as the year goes by. I mean, unless you like live in Florida where I grew up where there is just one season, but
Just hot and
yes.
steamy.
Yeah, but now I live in Georgia where, one day it's 76 degrees and the next day there is snow.
That's fair.
Literally.
That's
Like
fair.
doesn't make any sense.
That's
Doesn't
fair.
make any sense. Oh my gosh. Okay. Cooking in bulk, not just buying in bulk. This was my tip because I do this. Maybe this is like a mom thing. I don't know. But if I'm buying in bulk, I'm also going to cook those meals usually in bulk, meaning I cook like two like full servings. Like if I'm making enough for me and my daughter and my husband to eat, I'll also make a completely separate one and freeze it. I did this for years and I had a stacked freezer. And then we had our house flood in
Oh
2020.
man. Yeah.
Yes. and the people working at our house blew a fuse and never did anything to fix it, and my freezer just melted, and everything in there that I had worked so hard for still
Yeah.
makes me sad.
Ugh.
So many bulk meals that I had in there, but it's fine. Soups, it's fine. This is just such a great way to save money, because if you know you like something, make a extra serving of it and just save it in your freezer. Not only does it save you time, but then it saves you money, but also saves you time, because when you are in a pinch and you need something to eat, you have a full meal just in the freezer. Just take it out. I do this a lot with my family, especially because they don't always like a lot of different meals. So if I find something they like, I try to make multiples of it, because I'm like, oh my gosh, if I don't want to cook for you people tonight, I know you like this, and I have a whole one in the freezer. So make your own frozen meals, I guess is what
There we
I'm
go.
saying.
That's a good way to put it too. Because I know like uh, it helped me a lot. Again, back to when money was tight. Doing that because it means I didn't spend money on lunch.
Oh yeah.
So you make again frozen rice, you cook and freeze your rice, and basically if you have frozen rice, frozen veggies, and you have like some frozen mock meats or any like so canned beans, you have that, you can make a quick meal really fast, saves you
Mm-hmm.
on lunch, and even like double cooking, like I cook for one, so I instead of cooking one dinner, I cook dinner for two, and then that goes in the refrigerator or the freezer depending on when I need it, and then I
Mm-hmm.
have a new meal for later. So even overcooking and freezing or refrigerating that can save you a lot.
And you can, even if you're making a meal that requires tofu, well, you're already going to cook that tofu. You might as well cook like another one as well. Save yourself some extra time,
Right.
get it like done and freeze it. Like anything that you can freeze is just going to save you so much time in the future, which also will stop you from like impulse door dashing. Like impulse, I'm just gonna go and grab the first thing I can find,
Right.
that's vegan. Like that's where money starts to pile up. So if you have these, like, I don't know, fallback meals, I guess, in your freezer, or fallback pieces for meals, then it makes it so much easier. So I think it's a good tip.
Oh yeah. That's I mean I don't freeze when I don't like put my rice and freeze as much as I used to. But I will definitely like keep like I do keep some frozen rice sometimes. I'll do like cook multiple meals, especially meal prepping and freeze those. It just saves so much money on lunch. I have to like buy extra or like I said, impulse
Mm-hmm.
door dashing.
And if you have fruit that is about to go bad and you are not going to be able to eat it, cut it up and freeze it.
Yes.
Oh my God. The amount of money that you can save just by not letting that fruit go bad, we all do it, because sometimes we just don't have time to eat it all. But you can freeze literally any fruit, throw it in a smoothie, delicious.
Yeah. Or if you have rolled oats, you can make
Oh, there you go.
frozen fruit. Also really good for making a quick compote.
Oh, that's a good idea too. I
I
did that. I did that recently. Mm-hmm.
little bit of sugar, a little bit of fruit, cook it down.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, compote goes great on oatmeal. Goes great on
I,
pancakes,
I put mine in
waffles,
ice cream.
ice cream. Exactly. Yeah. So now after you freeze fruit, it's not going to thaw out and be like nice and crisp like it was
No.
for reasons we talked about earlier. But it's great for, like you said, smoothies. It's great for
Mm-hmm.
if you have avocado, great for making sauces. Um,
Yes. You
uh,
can freeze avocado too, by the way.
Absolutely, yeah. Any fruit and vegetable you can freeze. Again, it's going to soften when it thaws. But it's great for anything that you don't need the hard crunch for: smoothies, sauces, compotes, um, and the like. I forgot the other stuff. So and the like. Uh,
Yeah, I think those are really good tips in that one. So hopefully that helps you guys a little bit. Another place where you can buy some cheaper options for veggies and fruits are farmers markets. So you can go to your local little farmers market. You can go to a bigger kind of store farmers market, and they usually have some cheaper options for veggies and fruits. Now, I will say there will be some options that are expensive, obviously, There will be some like crazy, weird, unique fruits or veggies that you've never seen before that will be a little bit more expensive. But farmers markets are really great for cheaper options. Plus, you are supporting a local farmer. Come on now. That's way better. Like you, oh God. It's also just I like going to the farmers market where they all have their own little like booths
Yeah.
so I can meet the people that grew I don't know, you just like that, right? Like that just feels cool to be like, you grew this, thank you, I'm gonna go eat it now.
Right. It's also
Like,
I
I
think
don't know.
it's weird to me because like you're not only that, but you're also like I think I don't know, like weird to be a farmer because you're like I'm alive because of you kind of a thing. It's like I'm alive and functioning because you grew some spinach. So
Yes, thank you.
more than that, from a environmentally friendly point of view, it's better because you're not things aren't traveling across the country, across the world. It's
Hmm.
since it's grown local and then sold like within days of picking, it's picked more fresh because they're not having to travel with it. So you're not getting something that's so unripe. May not be as ripe if it's left on the vine and frozen, but it's something that's so unripe because it's not coming from. If we're in Georgia, we went like bananas are coming from Florida, or they're coming from California, or whatever. Um,
Right.
so if you want something, if you get it, it's grown down the road. Um, then you're gonna get picked within a couple days in front of you. You get it, and you can go home and refrigerate it and last long in the refrigerator or freeze it if you need to. But yeah, from an environmental standpoint, if that's a concern for you, then it's definitely a better way to go.
Absolutely. Um, and you can also usually find a really good variety at a farmer's market. You may think that it's limited sometimes, but you really can find all kinds of interesting stuff. And maybe some veggies and fruits you've never seen before. That might be something you could splurge on. You know, like if you save a whole bunch of money that day and you want to try like one weird fruit that's
Right.
like just looks strange, but you gotta try it. I get pulled in by that, especially at Sprouts. They've got that like one little tiny area where it's got like this like weird specialty fruits and stuff. And I'm always over there like, what the crap is that thing? So, maybe don't be pulled in, or maybe do make that your special. I mean, a specialty fruit is kind of like the best little treat for yourself
Oh
too.
yeah.
So we're going to do some episodes coming up on some really cool stuff that we find at farmers markets. So,
Oh yeah. I'm looking forward to that.
yeah, I know. So,
Heck
you guys should get ready for that. It's going to be fun.
yeah.
Our last two tips are not specific just to being vegan. These are
Right.
just, tips for saving money when you're shopping.
Right.
Check the discount areas and look for BOGOs. Like if you have a Publix, I don't know if I always say BOGOs
Oh,
like it's normal.
oh yeah. I mean, it's a Kroger thing too, because that's
Oh, that's true.
I got so over at mine they had the Impossible Nuggets, which is a
Oh,
splurge.
yes.
But I don't do like faux meats often. The veggie burger is probably the highest I go, like most common. The Impossible Nuggets, like $6, buy one get one free. I got two
That is a
packs.
steal. Oh
Oh man, it's crazy. Yeah,
my
I
God.
also go again. I'm gonna shop at Kroger because there's one close to me, and it's for me for the price. The best prices closer to me, closest to me.
Hmm.
They have what they call them manager specials, which is like their discount section. They have
Yes.
one of those that has like chips, peanut butter, sauces, all kinds of stuff pop up there. Snacks, especially if you need snacks for the house. I get like bars, crackers, nuts, seeds. I get a lot of like I think their bulk stuff will show up over there.
Hmm.
Um, yeah.
You'd be surprised. There is a discount, like little kiosk looking thing, like a little booth thing in the middle of Whole Foods, like in the
Mm-hmm.
back. There's like these little booths, and they've got all these little discounted like clearance items, and it is a hodgepodge of things. Like from every part of the store. It's like they just smushed them all in there, but you can find some cool products in there that you've never seen before.
Did you know that Sprouts had one too?
Do
I
they?
didn't know this. It's if you go all the way, there's like a little back area where like the restrooms and stuff are. They have a discount
That's what
shelves
that
there. They
is?
have
I
discount
thought that
shelves
was
right
like
there.
they're like some
No, because I was looking
Oh.
for masks one day because I lost mine and I was like in there without a mask going like I'm sorry I'm not a bad person I just lost it. Do you have any? And she's like, oh, we have them. And she couldn't find them. She goes, well, maybe they discounted them because we're getting new ones in or something. So we went back there and it was just a bunch of stuff. And I I literally turned around and saw this giant barrel full of, and it said vegan pumpkin candy, and it was made with real pumpkin. I was like, oh, okay, we're getting that. It was massive, huge
Oh my
bag for like
God.
next to nothing. It's gummy pumpkin candy. I was like, it's happening. Yeah,
That's
so
crazy.
good.
I
Yeah,
see that, but I thought that was like their stock, or I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I thought it was, but I didn't
yeah.
know it was clearance.
They
That's so
have they have a
cool.
ton of stuff there. I wouldn't expect. It's hidden. It's like back in the corner. Yeah. If you
Good to
can't,
know. Good to know.
if you can't find it in the store, ask. Like, do you have like a discount or
Hmm.
like a specials area? And most stores have it. It may not be, and it may be in like a weird spot. Like the over at my Kroger, that area is like where the paper towels are.
Weird.
I don't
That
know
is a
why,
weird spot.
but it has everything from around the store that's a dry good. That's there. It also have like shampoos and stuff there as well.
Oh yeah,
Things
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
That's what the Whole Foods one is too. Just
Yeah.
random stuff
Yeah,
altogether.
and there's usually also a frozen section. But if you don't know, if you know, and if just ask an employee, will if you can find one depending on the store you're in, we'll know like, oh, it's over here, it's over there. They'll show you where it is, and then you can get a lot of stuff pretty cheap there that you wouldn't expect.
Yeah, and definitely things that you may never have seen as well. And like we said, BOGO's buy one get one free or whatever. There's a bunch of like different specials in different stores. Always check those out because there can be some really, really good deals. When they put like the specialty vegan products on BOGO, that's when you buy them.
Oh yeah,
Because then you're not going to spend as much money and you can have that little treat that's special, that's different.
Mm.
Um, this is your tip, and I like this one
yeah.
too.
So this one is sign up for memberships. I don't know if Publix has them because you shop Publix more than I do. I know
I don't
Kroger
know if they do.
does. Um, but if you go in any store you go to, if they have like give you what's your phone number, and then you sign up for these, and you get a card. Most people avoid it. Like, why do you need my phone number? Do it. It's. I mean, yeah, they're collecting your information. If you have if you're concerned about that, that's fair. You don't do it. But usually, honestly, what they're doing is usually just watching your shopping habits, so they know like what what to get and what people are buying and that sort of stuff. But they also can use it to send you coupons to drive because they want to drive you into the store. Because you come in the store, you're going to buy
Yes.
more stuff. Fair enough. I'm honestly, I have a Kroger membership. I'm going to go there anyway. I go there once a week minimum to like get, food like soy milk and all this sort of stuff.
Right.
So, and once a month or once a month every 2 months, I get a little thing in the mail that's a packet of coupons of stuff I actually buy.
Right.
It's not
Because they saw what you buy.
right. So
Perfect.
they're not going to send like if you go to like a newspaper, they're gonna get you have to shift through all the coupons in the newspaper. But
Mhm.
they'll send me this little book, and it has like soy milk, tofu, like these like the Go Macro bars, stuff I literally buy almost every time I go in the store.
Right.
And it's like I've gotten like buy one getting free soy milk.
Oh, that is a steal.
Yeah, because it drives me in the store, and I don't,
Hmm.
and I don't, if I go in there with lists and things in mind, so I don't like overspend. But yeah, I use them, and they're great. Also, if you have those apps, some
I was
stores,
just gonna say that. Yeah.
if you have the app, stores will also have like digital coupons you can use.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
I do that. Like they do that a lot with like kombuchas, like some of the specialty stuff that I like. So it's like they may be on sale, like it's only $5, but it's $4 on sale. But if you do a digital coupon where you scan the code and like clip the digital coupon,
Yeah.
it's like an extra dollar off. So you're getting $2 off than you normally would if you're using the app. So yeah, and the apps sometimes only work if you have the membership associated with it.
Exactly.
So
Very true.
there's nothing wrong with the memberships. I like them. I get them in any stores that I go to. I always get the card, get the
Mhm.
memberships because you're gonna get coupons and things off for them. Especially if you buy same thing, a lot of the same stuff, they're gonna send you those coupons, those deals, and bring you back into the store. Extremely useful.
And I like that they know what you're buying and they're not sending you just some random ass coupon.
Oh yeah.
Like they love that it's like things that you're actually buying. That's so helpful because yes, you can use the apps and get the coupons that they have. Those are great, especially like Publix. It's super easy to use all those coupons and all that stuff. But to like get them specifically for
Hmm.
things that they know you buy, that's handy. Come
Oh
on.
yeah. I've literally almost cut my grocery bill like in half on a trip doing that.
Love it.
Seriously, like I'm just like I need a tofu, I need soy milk, and there's like I want some kombuchas, and it's like you get you buy some of them are like you buy five, you'll take like $1 off each one, and
Mhm.
I drink a kombucha a day, so straight up gonna get like 6 or 7 or 12 of those. Uh, so yeah, those
I love it.
use memberships, use the apps. It's absolutely worth it. they're not like getting your social security number and gonna like take credit cards out your name. They're just watching your buying habits. You're gonna shop there anyway. You might as well get a discount while you're in there. Totally worth
Yes,
it.
absolutely. Wow, that's a lot of tips. I think we've
A
given some
lot.
really good ones. I'm gonna say that my favorite one, I think is your like flexible pantry items and the using all parts of a plant, which is kind of the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
like using it for multiple uses. I
Hmm.
like things like that, like the thought of using my food for multiple uses and using every bits of my food. Super smart. So oh, this has been a great episode. I think it's going to help a lot of people as you guys are trying to eat vegan in January. Of course, like always, we want to hear your tips. Now, how do you save money eating vegan? If you are new to being vegan, have you done a bunch of research and you have a tip that we didn't talk about today? We would love to hear it. So, how can you find us? You can message us on Instagram or Facebook at The Average Vegans or email us at theaveragevegans@gmail.com. You can, of course, listen to our episodes on all of your podcasts apps, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Pocket Cast, all of them. And please make sure to leave a review. Like begging, love you. Please, I need it. Give me all the reviews and recommend us to everybody, your friends, family, coworkers, strangers, the delivery driver. You can find show notes, links, and more at theaveragevegan.com. And all of our episodes are listed there as well. We'd love to hear from you guys, whatever episodes you want for this upcoming year. What kind of things have we not dove into? And of course, we want to hear your tips on how you save money eating vegan so you can help some other people as they venture into the vegan world. And that is about it for this week.
All right. Well, until next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.